Good evening, friends. This statement is for elaboration today. Distance doesn't separate the people, but silence does. I repeat, the topic for elaboration is distance doesn't separate the people, but silence does. Well, there is no denying the fact that we are not being isolated or separated by distance. How far we may stay, how separate we may stay, but our soul, our mind, our relationship is always intact. We are not being separated by distance. Our relatives and friends whom we really love, they may live in any part of the country, any part of the world. We are getting connected with them. We are getting intimate with them. We are always interacting with them. We get to know about them, what they are doing, how they are putting on, how they are developing. So even when we are miles far away, we are connected with them, we are related with them, our relationship is quite intact. But even if we live, together, and if we do not, understand each other, if we do not interact with each other, if we do not talk to each other, and we remain silent, we keep ourselves alienated or isolated from one another. This is just, this will breeze a gap. This will make us distant. So, distant doesn't matter. How many miles we may stay away from one another, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. But if we understand each other, if we have love for each other, if we have intimacy for one another, if we understand one another, we are always together. So even when we are having distant stay, even when we are not living in the same house, or even when we are not living in the same town, we are connected either by interaction or by developing a sense of understanding. So what really makes us bind together is our sense of understanding, our sense of togetherness, our sense of intimacy, not the distance. But silence definitely gets us alienated. If we are not reacting to the circumstances, if we are not expressing ourselves, we are not interacting with one another. So, despite the fact that we are living together in the same house, we are not intimate. We are always distant apart. We are not intimate to one another. Living together also cannot mean that we are together. And living distant, far away from one another, cannot separate us. If we are determined that we can bind ourselves, we can get ourselves close to one another, we can understand ourselves, we can develop a kind of understanding among ourselves, we can develop a sense of relationship or intimacy among all other. Say for example, we Indians are living in different parts of the country, but when the question of integrity, when the question of togetherness, when the question of national defense comes, we are all united. We have the same feeling that we should defend the country, we should sacrifice ourselves for the integrity and solidarity of the country. So on the question of national integrity, all Indians are united, they are together, despite the fact that they are living far away from one another. So all the Indians living in different parts of the nation and the world are united on the matter of national integrity and national solidarity. In this similar manner, our family members may stay at different towns in different places, doesn't matter. If they have a sense of togetherness, if they have a sense of love, belovedness, if they have a sense of understanding, they are always together and they cannot be separated by distance. And that is true in all the circumstances. Thank you. I'm sure this thought will make an idea about how we can remain together even when we are staying far away from one another. Just a sense of understanding, a sense of togetherness can bind us together even when we are far away from one another. Thank you. Have a nice day.